Google just dropped something huge for builders and creators, and it's called vibe coding with Gemini. That is what we are looking at today. If you ever wanted to turn an idea into a fully working AI app, this video is for you. We are going to check out Google's AI Studio, their new vibe coding app, and how it turns your ideas into working products. I'm on their Vibe Code with Gemini announcement page, and essentially what you get is access to a suite of Google features that you can use within your app. So for example, you can use this AI image editing and then generate your own app. You can remix existing app, and then you can also use it for coding. So lots of use cases, but before we get into it, what I want to share is the pricing model. So if you go back up here, let's head to the pricing page and let's break down how pricing works. So few things that I'll recap about this page. First is the age requirement. You must be above 18 to use these apps, and you cannot build apps that are for kids under the age of 18 using Google's product. Second, you can only use Gemini and all the Google AI Studio apps only in countries where it's approved. And if you're in Europe or UK, then you have to use the paid version, not the free version, to build these apps. All right, few things you cannot do with the app. You cannot use Gemini to build your own competing AI model. Duh. You cannot try to reverse engineer and extract data from the model. You cannot use it for medical or clinical diagnosis. You cannot try to turn off the safety filters in a sketchy way. Don't do that. And you cannot avoid giving credit when Gemini generates content which requires attribution. Basically, don't try to hack it, don't try to compete with it, and don't try to misuse it. Now, you can go and read the terms of service under the policies. The next one I wanted to touch on real quick is who owns the content. The content generated using your AI app is owned by you. However, note, sneakily, Google can create similar apps for other users. Let's look at their pricing. I'm going to look at the free and paid plan. We'll not be talking about the enterprise plan in this video. Who's the free plan for? So this one is great for testing small products, but note that Google may use your data to train their AI, and your prompts can also be reviewed by users at Google. So make sure you're not putting any sensitive data in there. As far as the paid one, Google does not use your data to train their models. It does have better privacy, more features, and higher limits. And the best part is your data is only stored temporarily for privacy, and then it's not stored for training. All right, so with that, let's actually get into building. So I can click on build your first app. That opens up the Google's AI Studio where I can vibe code. And I'm going to sort of compare this to Lovable, but know that this is to create apps using Google's AI suite of tools right here. But you can also use it to create landing pages and other apps where you don't require some of these tools. So let's walk through this interface. We have your typical chat window here, and you can choose your models. So right now it's Gemini 2.5 Pro, but I could go to Flash if I wanted to. Then you can give system instructions to your coding assistant to make sure that it doesn't go off track. And you can choose between Angular and React TypeScript. Those are both programming languages that I have zero clue how to use. So I'm going to keep it to the default React type. And your microphone selector if you want to use the text to speech functionality, which is this one right here, or rather speech to text functionality. You can also add files, images, and PDF to your project. And I want to show you this. I'm feeling lucky because this essentially shows you what kind of things you can build. So here it's saying generate images with prompts and AI powered chatbot, which is essentially these two right here. So let's go search for generate. So here's our AI powered chatbot, and the other one was generate images with a prompt. So these two got selected automatically when I clicked on I'm feeling lucky. And then it says build a tool that generates complete email marketing campaigns, including subject lines, body copy, and visuals from a prompt. Then I can hit build to get it going. Now, before I do that, what I want to do is try a simple landing page. So I'll give it my prompt, and I will also give it a reference image of what I want that landing page to look like. Alright, so here is my prompt. Build a landing page for my dog grooming business service in Dallas, Texas. Use the attached image for landing page style. And this is the attached image, and it should now pick up the colors, the style of that landing page, and then build my page accordingly. So let's give this a minute, see what kind of page we get, and then we will continue. Alright, our landing page is ready. Let's go through it. So here's our header area. Now, I don't know where it's pulling the images from. from, I did notice that this background image changes every time I load the landing page. So if I go back to start and go back to our project, you will notice that the landing page background image changes. Now it's a completely different image. So I don't know where that's happening from, but the text stays the same. So that's good. And I did mention Dallas. So it says Dallas Premier Grooming and looks really good, looks sleek, and the navigation looks nice. Even though the navigation is not currently operational, it does look nice. So right now the navigation isn't doing anything. So I am going to go start over. And you can see every time I start over, the background image changes. So it has some points here, but these points don't really match a dog grooming business because I think it's also taking context from that image. So I think compared to Lovable, this isn't really for landing pages is what I'm gathering so far. You can definitely create these landing pages and then continue to prompt it to make it better, make sure all the links work and whatnot. However, let's go and see if we can get to the core of what this is supposed to do, which is the Google powered AI app. So for that, I will start a brand new project. So for this, what we're going to do is we are going to use 3 different apps. So I'll use Google search data, then we'll also use Google Maps data, and then finally we will use Gemini. And these 3 combined, we want to make an app. And my idea for this app is I want to run errands on a weekend and I want to just chat with Gemini and ask, hey, optimize my route. I'm going to run 6 different errands in my local area. First check and make sure that all the places that I'm going to are open and then optimize my route so I'm not wasting time. So here's the web app. It says connect to Google Map data to fetch real-time routes, traffic and business locations while Google search data provides live details such as store hours, ratings and crowd levels. And then Gemini analyzes my task list and generates an optimized route with estimated times, personalized recommendations, etc. So this is one app idea. We're going to try 2 different apps, see how far we can get this to work, and let's just go ahead and try to build it. All right, so as it's building the app, it wants me to allow access to my geographic location. So let's go ahead and do that. And you can see on the left side, the app is being built and it's actually done, and it took about 73 seconds. So a little over a minute to get this up and running with all the code that you can access right here. You can go into the code, check out all the code, the different components, and if you're using a browser like Comet or Atlas, you can also chat with your code using ChatGPT in my case, but Perplexity if you're using Comet. So here it says enter your errands, 1 per line. So my errands are Costco for pizza, then we're gonna go to Cinemark and watch a movie, then we go play some pickleball at Lakewood Park. Now it had already asked me to allow my location, so I'm guessing it knows where I live, and based on that it should do all of this optimization for me. I have kind of put this in the order that it's already optimized, but I'd be interested to see what results I get back. All right, so it took another maybe 10-15 seconds, and here's my optimized route. Current location, I'm in Prosper, current time, and then so it's found the Prosper Costco location. This is great, and it's telling me Costco opens at 10 a.m. It will take me 8.5 minutes to get there. This is awesome. Then it wants me to go here for pickleball. There are 4 concrete courts that are free, first come first serve, 21 minutes, and then movies, that's the address and estimated time of arrival. This is amazing. Now I have one more idea. Let's test that. And obviously once you build this, you can continue to optimize it, make sure the app is doing exactly what you're doing. So here you have suggestions. So if I pick any one of these suggestions, right, let's do enhance route display. Integrate a map view that visually displays the optimized route and the locations of the errands. Use a library like Leaflet or Google Maps React component. Sounds great to me. So while it does that, I've asked ChatGPT to give me an requirements based on my idea here. So let's take these requirements, go back to start, and while it's thinking about that, we're going to paste that here and we'll use Nano Banana. And let's for now not add animate images, but what we'll also do is add Gemini. And the concept is I'm not an interior designer, but I would love to design my home space. So what if I can create a AI powered app where I just click a picture, then I have preset prompts that the users can pick. Maybe I'm redesigning my kitchen, or I can type my prompt after I've taken an image, and then Nano Banana comes in, redesigns my image as if it was a professional interior designer, and then gives me that result. So this is something I've been wanting to do for myself. So now let's go and scratch that itch. So it's building the app, and on the left side you can see We have object replacement, which we'll use Nano Banana for, and then also Gemini Intelligence, where it will do the prompting to tell Nano Banana exactly what to do. It'll analyze the upload image, detect the details, and then auto generate the right transformation prompt for Nano Banana, which is the hardest part for me. Is I don't have that interior design brain, so I don't know how to prompt Nano Banana to get the right result. All right, let's wait here till this is done, and then we'll check both this app and the previous app. All right, our AI interior designer is ready, and here it says click to upload an image. Nothing else, very simple UI. So let's upload an image of my very bland living room and go ahead and hit upload. Interesting. So as soon as I upload the image, it's giving me these different styles. And as I hover over the cards, it's telling me what that style means. So bohemian, eclectic, free-spirited and full of life, Scandinavian, industrial, etc. So let's pick bohemian. All right, that was it. So it's analyzing my space, and now it should be using Gemini to reprompt, send that prompt to Nano Banana, redo my image and send it all back. You could do this using N8N, Zapier, what have you, but now you can build this right inside Google AI Studio and use its already available AI apps, so you don't have to stitch all these systems together. So it's redesigning my room. Now what I'm interested to see is, will it keep that image the same? Oh, that is actually really cool. So you can see the before and after, and it's kept my furniture and redesigned my entire space, and you can see how cool it's making it look, right? The carpet goes all the way out here, and I can kind of see, oh, that actually looks nice. And then I also have a start over option. So let's start over and try another style. So again, you can see that this version 1 is great, but I can also already see the things I want to improve. I want to give my users, or even for me, right? I want the ability to have a free text box where I can just prompt AI my vision. And I also want to be able to maybe use that Tinder style swipe left, swipe right, where I can rate the images, and the images that I like continue to generate a style palette for me. Or maybe that's how it first starts. First, we get the user's style palette, and based on that, we then design their space. So I can continue to make this better, but this V1 is amazing. All right, this is I forgot which one. Oh, the Japandi, a hybrid of Japanese and Scandinavian aesthetic. I don't see much changes here, except for this console table has been changed. There's a plant here, there's a lamp right here, and then we have a softer or like a word console table here. Let me just zoom in a bit so we can see the changes. All right, actually not bad. Let's start over again and try one last style before we go back to our previous app. All right, this time I want to do a modern farmhouse, and again, you can reprompt. So I'm going to do a couple of reprompts after this to show you how we can continue to enhance this app. All right, so my final one, which is the modern farmhouse, is here. You can see that the fan has been replaced with this lighting fixture, and then this wall has been made into a feature wall. Super cool. And the rug has been changed, the coffee table has been changed. What I do love is how it keeps some of the aesthetics exactly the same, which is this TV here. I can see that the fireplace is the same. Even the wire hanging from the TV is still there. So that's super cool. Now let's prompt it to make our changes. All right, so my prompt is, let's update with the following. So my first update is, let's give the users a blank text box where they can type in their own prompt for redesigning their space. And then secondly, we want to start off with a few styles to kind of understand the user's style palette, and then based on that, we want to give them those design cards, right? So that will be my second prompt. All right, so my prompt here is, before we give our users the different design styles, let's take them through a 10-step process of swipe left, swipe right to understand their taste. Show them different images. If they swipe left, that means that they like it. If they swipe right, that means they don't like it. And then based on that, create a base persona of the user, and then we can understand their style, which will then help us generate images for them and also also make the app sticky because they're making those micro commitments. So these are the 2 updates that we are going to do in our app. We're going to let this run, go back to our map and see if it was able to integrate the map. I don't see the updates here on the left. However, I know that we had given it that prompt to integrate a live map in here. So again, I'm going to give it a new set of prompts this time with a completely new itinerary and see how it does. So my new itinerary is I have a 5 p.m. game at Frontier Park that'll last 1.5 hours. I want to drop off laundry at Top Cleaners and pick up groceries at HEB. So I want AI to understand that if this 5 p.m. game lasts an hour and a half, that's 6:30. Will this laundromat be open after the game or should I go before the game? And same for HEB for picking up groceries. And will it give me a map to figure all of that out? All right. And we have our optimized route now. It says location ready icon here. So let's see if our map is showing. All right. So the map didn't show, but let's see what it's saying. Stop 1, drop off laundry because this opens at 8 a.m. It's 18 minutes from my current place and then go pick up the groceries. This is at HEB and then go here. So from HEB, it knows that Frontier Park is 3 minutes away. This plan allows you to complete both errands well before 5 p.m. game, providing a relaxed pace for your day. Awesome. Now, why didn't that show up? I have no clue, but let's do this. Let's refine the route display. So I clicked that pill that said refine route display. It says refactor the rendering. Instead of plain text, parse the markdown and display each stop as a distinct card with its address, tip, and travel time. Okay. So this is some of the stuff that I don't know as a developer because I'm not a developer. But what's cool is Google knows what it means and it's actually giving me these directions. So not only am I able to vibe code, while vibe coding, I'm able to learn some of these things that are going to help me with my requirements in the future. All right, let's stay here for this one instead of switching context to that other app because I want to make sure it worked. And once it worked, let's publish this and take it all the way to the end. So I can see on the right side, it's given itself some directions here. Now it's actually making those updates in the app. So if you're familiar with the Bolts and the Lovables of the world, this is very similar. A few things to note while Google is building this is I haven't seen a way to custom domain this similar to Lovable. So this feels more that it's enterprise level or internal use only, or maybe you share it with a closed group of friends or closed group of users, not something that you would share externally is the vibe that I'm getting. So our new app is ready. I wish I had saved that because now I have to type it all over again. So let's give it another shot. This time I'm a little vague. I said 5 p.m. game at Frontier Park, dinner at PGA, drop laundry at Top Cleaners, shop for wine and cheese at HEB. Let's optimize and let's see if it has implemented those changes that we recommended right here. So we'll give it a few seconds, wait for it to optimize my plan. At this point, I'm guessing it's looking at all of these locations, right? Trying to figure out where I am in comparison to these locations, trying to use Gemini to then optimize that once it's figured out the location address, the open and close hours, and all of that is happening in the blink of an eye. Well, more than a blink of an eye, but still, this is something we do manually today. And now you can create these tiny little widgets that optimize your own life and even share it with your family and friends and help them out to optimize their life. And speaking of optimization, my optimized route is ready. So here's stop 1. And you can see this isn't like the cards aren't really working. Like I can't see the address and hours and all the stuff that I asked for. However, it's telling me the drop. So do the laundry, go shop at HEB, then game, and then dinner. And this is AI assuming that the wine and cheese is for the game, which wouldn't be cool at a kid's game where no other parents are drinking. So I would do this in reverse order, but it's also recommending a restaurant at PGA, which is super cool, which I didn't say in my original one. So now let's assume that our app is ready. Clearly this is not. We have a few options here. We can copy this and save it as a brand new copy if you want to continue working and don't want to lose. Even though vibe coding tools have come to a spot where you can restore a previous version. Then you can also do version history here. You can download this app, save it to GitHub, deploy it, or share it with people. So let's go ahead and deploy it. I'm going to choose a cloud project. If you don't have a cloud project, you will have the option to create one. And let's go ahead and deploy our app. So I'll pause, wait for this to deploy, and then come back to finish this off. We are back. The app has been deployed, and here is my app URL. So we go to that URL, we'll be able to interact with this app, and that's ready for prime time. Now again, I haven't seen where I could use custom domains in here, so that must not be a thing. When I go to share app, I get this AI Studio URL, but when I deployed the app, I get the app name URL along with all of this other stuff, which to me looks like the name of the buckets that the app is being stored in. However, this is draft 1 V1 of vibe coding with Google Apps, so lots more to come. There you have it, folks. So let's do a quick recap of the pricing and also the rules of engagement when using Google AI Studio for vibe coding your app. First, if you use the free version, remember they can train on your data. So if you care about that, go with the paid version, which is private and safer for business use. Only build apps that are for 18 plus users. Don't build things that are going to compete with Google's Gemini product. Don't use it for medical or legal advice. Search and map use has special rules, so read those. And then finally, be responsible when building things. Obviously, don't go against any of their terms and conditions. And with that, thank you so much for watching this. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button so you get notified next time I release a video. And until next time, keep prompting.